some like insight on how to deal with hate and stuff. And that I've been going through that since I was 12. And so, yeah, I mean, I would love to just hear from you, like how this has all been. I know obviously you've like risen to fame in such a short period of time, and like from your perspective, if maybe you want to talk a little bit about like mentally how it's obviously been so positive and like it's overwhelming for you and I to get so much love and so many fans and whatnot, but maybe the negative sides of it and how it's maybe taken a toll on you.
Yeah, so I definitely say it's been a lot from having to go from just being very normal teenager, doing very normal teenage things. I wasn't doing much besides school and dance. So to have that change and now being able to be kind of like integrated into a whole new world that is social media, it's definitely been a lot, but I've been able to meet so many people that have helped me through all of this. Like you, Emma Chamberlain has helped me with this, James, like you guys are all such great people that have been through it and can help me like learn how to go through this and like stay stable and stay mentally okay throughout all of this, because there's obviously so many great things, but the negatives do get people down. They get me down just as much as everyone else. So I feel like just having people around me that are there to help are really great.
Yeah, no, I fully agree. I think it's so important for like us as creators, artists, whatever, to like come together and be able to be supportive of one another. I think that there's like not enough of it. And I'm so happy that you've found people who have like made you feel like you have friends in them and stuff, because it's definitely a really difficult world to navigate. It could be kind of like a lot of pressure, at least for me, when I feel like I have to like maybe get on a live stream or like talk about it. I'm like, it's so much easier for me to just like sing and cry or like whatever. And like, I feel like you're the same with dance. Like you could just kind of like you could just like center yourself again and ground yourself and stop thinking for a second, which is really nice. And obviously like for us, we're always having to be on and like be talking to people and whatever. So it's nice to just have a few minutes, maybe even to just check out. I'll say for me, like I've learned to instill a few coping mechanisms and like patterns into my daily like routines. So I have this what if then is like my version of being able to de-stress, take anxiety away. So basically what I'll do is I'm because a lot of anxiety in my opinion is false, and I think a lot of it is like overblown thoughts or ideas or possibilities that probably won't happen, but your brain starts to play tricks on you and starts to be like, well, what if it does? And everyone's going to hate you and this is going to happen, and it just turns into a really negative like spiral super quickly. Is there anything that you do that kind of helps you like shut that crazy voice in your head up?
Yeah, I mean, it's been in a lot of circumstances since I was really, really young. I get these really, really bad panic attacks, and I'll get a bunch of them for a long time throughout a day. And I used to get probably about 5 a day, and they would just tear me down so much. But I have to be as positive of a role model as I can for the people that have given me the platform that I am on now. So I feel like being able to feel those feelings, but then feel good that I'm helping other people know that, like, yeah, it's okay to feel these things, but now let's all help each other build each other up. So I feel like one of my ways to get myself out of those things would be I go on car rides a lot with my sister, and just looking outside and being outside helps me like just get my mind off of things and calm down. And I do a lot of breathing exercises when I do feel like my anxiety is getting out of hand and I can't control it. I just do my best to breathe and breathe slow and calm myself down, so that really helps.
Like the car rides thing, like I do the same thing. I'll get in my car and I'll literally just drive around and I'll park at like a view or something and I'll just listen to music and not have to deal with anything. So I'm totally with you on that. So is like, I feel like for me, it's kind of been a hurdle that I've had to come over where like for a long time I was told when in regards to hate and like bullying particularly, I was told you have to kind of say like hate doesn't get to me and like I don't really care. I don't, and that's to me as I've gotten older is a narrative that I don't agree with. And I think that hate shouldn't be normalized. I think bullying shouldn't be normalized. I think what should be normalized is for people like you and I to be able to go online, connect with our fans, connect with our platform, and be able to say, like, hey guys, like, I don't condone this behavior. It does hurt my feelings. It hurts everybody's feelings. It gets to everyone because we're human. So I would just be curious to know, like, it's okay for me. I want to say it's okay not to be okay. And how do you do a good job of kind of balancing the narrative of like, hey, I go through things and I have anxiety, I have panic attacks that are debilitating and I can't bear to deal with it, but I also want to be a good role model and like show you guys that I'm strong. Like, how do you, as a 15-year-old or new 16-year-old, go through like balancing those two worlds because they're super different and it's really hard to navigate?
Yeah, so even when I started this, I was also told by people that have been in this social media world for longer than I have that just tell them it doesn't get to you. It doesn't bother you. Don't show them that it gets to you. But throughout this, I've realized that people will connect with you and you will connect with more people if you show them that you're human and these things hurt you. And I think it's so funny that you use that quote exactly because I say all the time on lives, like, it's okay to not be okay. Like, that's normal. And we need to accept our emotions and we can't let it ruin us, but we have to feel these things because we are all human. And whether you have millions of followers or 5 followers, it hurts the same. And I definitely put that out there a lot because it's super important to me that people know that.
Yeah, no, and good for you. And I feel like I've been able to look at you particularly and be really proud that you're changing that narrative because for so, so long, it's always been told to anyone with any type of platform, like, you're not allowed to show that it gets to you. And I think that it's amazing. And I think that it's completely like, I hope that you're changing the way a lot of young people think because it's not okay. And like I said, it's not something that should have ever been normalized. It's not normal to send hate to people like that. And yeah, I think that it's awesome that you do that, and I think that it's important that we spread the word on mental health and like words obviously hurt and negativity gets to everybody because we're human beings and we're young people and it's not fun for anybody. So I guess the next point would be, so obviously in isolation it's hard for someone like me. I don't know if this is like you. I rely on a lot of my happiness from other people and like hanging out with friends and whatever. So it's been quite the interesting like personal journey to do some introspection and figure out how I can self-soothe and like not have to rely on my best friend to calm me down during an anxiety attack. So I think it's obviously partially been beneficial for me, and now I have learned new tactics to be able to get myself out of a funk in the future. But what are some ways that you keep in touch with your friends, or like do you have anyone particularly in your life that you feel like you can always reach out to and like they can always calm you down or like hear you out, and what do you do to like stay in touch with them during this time?
Yeah, so I'd say with a lot of my friends, they live on opposite sides of the country, so I'm used to not being with my friends all the time, which is not fun, but it's definitely something that I've been dealing with since this all happened. So I just make sure that I check up on them and I'm supporting them so they know that they have me and I have them. And it's like that with everyone, I think, whether it's on social media or just face to face or on the phone. It's important to show your friends that you're there for them and just give them a call sometime. And I think it's very important that there's a two-way connection to every single one of your friends so they're not feeling like they're alone as well as you're not feeling like you're alone.
Totally, yeah. I think making sure that you guys both feel like you're reaching out to each other. I always say like stop texting first and you'll see how many dead plants you've been watering, which I think is like sad, but it's really eye-opening when you realize how many people maybe aren't there for you like you're there for them. So it's great to hear that you have people who it's like reciprocated on both ends. I mean, I think that's all I wanted to talk about. I'm really glad that we got to talk about this. I think it's really, really important that you and I continue to spread this message. Mental health is very important. Bullying is never okay. And I hope that if anyone watching this learns something, words do hurt, be kind to one another. And we love you guys and we appreciate everybody who understands this on a real level.
Yeah. Aw.